So why do we put drivers in boxes? Can't we just have a driver, feed it with an electrical signal and listen to it? Well, you can, but unfortunately, at low frequencies, the radiation from the front of the cone immediately cancels out with the radiation from the back of the cone. So the reason why loudspeaker drivers are placed in boxes or enclosures or cabinets is to prevent that front radiation from cancelling out from the radiation from the back, because every time the loudspeaker moves forwards, it creates a positive pressure wave in this direction, but a negative pressure wave in the other direction, and they cancel out almost immediately at low frequencies. So in order to prevent that, we have to stop the rear radiation from reaching the front radiation. So we mount a loudspeaker in a sealed box, and that guarantees better reproduction capability and a wider spectrum of reproduction. Now, once we've put it in a box, there are various considerations regarding its shape. The size of the box will determine the low frequency limit. Essentially, this is just the fact that if you put a loudspeaker in a very small box, it won't be able to compress the air because there's not very much air to compress, so it will be very springy, and this raises the high frequency limit of the loudspeaker. If it's a very big box, there's a lot of air to compress from a driver of the same size as before, so it can move much more freely and the air isn't kind of stopping it from moving, and that's why you need the cabinet size pretty much determines the lower frequency limit of your driver. So the bigger the loudspeaker, the bigger the driver, and the bigger the loudspeaker and the bigger the driver, the lower the frequency response limit. The other consideration is the shape of the driver. Ideally, cabinets should have smooth edges and be as narrow as possible. And this is illustrated in these graphs here. You can see the resulting problems that accompany the response to the loudspeaker due to different cabinet shapes. You can see that circular shape of a loudspeaker cabinet is the optimal shape for a flat response, but you can also approximate that with chamfered edges or smooth curves in your loudspeaker.